Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. What is wrong with their social media? Presented by Tony Nguyen, Vikas Malepati, and Vinh.
So the park we are analyzing is Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, which, as its name suggests, is home to the volcanoes Kilauea and Mauna Loa, which are both still active today. So obviously the volcanic activity in the park is its main focus, but the park has also been given the title of an International Biosphere Reserve and World Heritage Site due to its rich wildlife and cultural history that extends to the first Polynesian inhabitants of the island. Given the park's beautiful landforms that would not be found on the typical US mainland and ties to the Hawaiian culture, the topic that we want to focus on today is more about how the park is managing its presence in the current digital age. The key to the park's success lies in how it markets itself and how it communicates its unique geological and cultural landscape to its online audience. When looking through the park's social media pages, it's clear that the park doesn't overlook its online presence. Posts are frequently made and comprise of high-quality media and information about the park. However, where the park falters is in how it engages and retains followers, and most of the issues with the social media pages fall under this larger umbrella of engagement. So then the question that we want to answer is, what are the ways that we can improve the park's engagement with its followers? Well, the first and most obvious way is to diversify the type of media that the park posts. When looking at the park's last 200 Instagram posts, 95% of them were still pictures of the park. This is especially surprising considering that the park monitors and takes live footage of volcanic activity every day through its observatory, but there is very little video content on the park's social media pages. The park currently only takes advantage of the typical post feature on social media platforms, but could very easily benefit from using its video content to create reels and stories. As shown in the pie chart, the park is relatively active on all three platforms, which are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so it has several opportunities to diversify its content and engage with followers more. Here is an example of such a video post that can be used to showcase the hiking trails of the park. Since the park tends to focus a lot more on volcanic activity, showcasing different activities like hiking can actually cater to a different audience and broaden the park's reach. Here's another example where changing the media type can help the park connect better with its audience. The post informs followers of an upcoming volunteer opportunity. The main issue with this post is that I have to search for basic information in a really long paragraph. It also doesn't help that all the essential info, like where the meetup is located, is in the middle of the paragraph. To better convey the information, the social media page could use other forms of media like a flyer or infographic as shown as the right, which convey all of the information in an easy-to-read manner. One more minor practice that the park could implement is pinning their most scenic posts to the top of the page, so that visitors don't have to sift through hundreds of posts to find videos or pictures of the park. And having these posts at the top would just allow for easy visitor reference.
So the next problem the park is facing is to make the captions more engaging to the audience. So as you can see, this is a post about Ali, which is a beautiful looking flower that can be found in the park. But the post, it only has 772 likes, while the page is having 253,000 followers. That doesn't make any sense. And the reality is there are a lot of posts with the same problems, and they are having long captions and are unattractive. Nowadays, most people just want to have a sneak peek so that they will not spend so much time for each post because they only read a few sentences of the captions. If it catches their attention, they will keep reading about the post. So that means worded captions fail in this area. And it also means the park would also lose the attention for their younger audiences because they prefer the platform where they can get the information quicker in a few seconds. The solution that we suggest is to keep essential information at the top and non-essential information can be moved to the end of the post. First few sentences should just explain what the name of the plan or the event is. Then next, we use bold text to highlight when the event is going to be and where the event will happen. As all the information are given at the beginning, they don't have to read everything if they don't want to. And if they want to know more about the event or the species, they can continue reading the post. Another strategy is to cut out a significant part of the caption and have a separate link that brings the user to more information page.
Now, this brings us to our last area of improvement, interacting with our audience. This is a huge problem for one. Poor Solmari4424, she has been waiting for 16 weeks and is probably still tirelessly hoping for an answer. If I were she, I would feel unwanted. Furthermore, this builds an impression on other users as well, seeing as though the park lacks engagement with their consumers' requests on multiple occasions. I feel that if I had any questions, I would not receive an answer. It should not take this long or be as difficult for me to receive a simple reply from their Instagram page. Luckily, there are a few ways we can increase engagement. Of course, a great start would be to answer or at least react to comments that the audience posts, like the one we made right here. This is essential in showing that the park actually cares about those who are interested in them. Using story shoutouts and reposting pictures taken by the public also accomplishes the task of acknowledging their audience. The park can also use Instagram Reels or Stories as a form of video media to increase public engagement. It is one way we can use Instagram Stories' built-in questions ability. Q&A sessions and media competitions are other options to give opportunities for those who are interested to interact with the park in ways that are currently intangible. Now, where does this all bring us back to? Engagement. The park lacks in many aspects that could easily increase user engagement. There's clearly a large audience for the park. However, the park fails to capitalize on its large fan base with a less than 2% follower to like ratio on its posts. It is essential for the park to address this issue using the strategies that we suggested to build its engagement with its fan base. Doing so could bring their popularity up to par with famous parks such as Yosemite and Joshua Tree National Park, and, therefore, increase their visitor turnout. There is no better time than now to make these changes and reap the rewards.